There are only 20 people, so let us start with the class. Please, if you can put your attendance on the chat box, then we can start. So today what we have to do is, today we have to introduce the discrete time Fourier transform. DTFT. So last time हमने जो है discrete time Fourier series किया था, that was valid for the discrete time periodic signals, okay, and this is valid for discrete time aperiodic signal. Discrete time aperiodic signals, okay. It is defined for discrete time aperiodic signal. Discrete time aperiodic means this is signals which do not repeat their values. Signals which do not repeat their values. Okay. Any signal which is not repeating its values is called aperiodic signal. Okay. Something like this, which will not repeat its values, but it comes only one time and then goes away. Okay, so any signal which do not have repetitive nature can be regarded as a discrete time aperiodic signal. Okay. So basically it is a conjugate pair of two signals. One signal is xn, of course it will be xn, the signal which is non-repeating and aperiodic, and when it get transformed DTFT, then we will get another signal which is continuous time. This signal will be continuous time, j omega, x j omega. Okay, where omega is the frequency. Omega is, of course, it always we defined earlier also, it will be 2 pi by n, where n is the periodicity, the integer periodicity of the signal. And when we take inverse, we will get inverse DTFT, inverse DTFT. Okay, So this is basically consist of these two conjugate pairs. DTFT is transformation of xn to xj omega and retransformation of xj omega to xn. Okay, so this is what the DTFT is. It is similar to a DTFS which we studied last time, where we defined xn and xk, pair of xn and xk, and the pair was defined by two equations called synthesis equation and the analysis equation. Okay, am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Let me let us now move to the Oppenheim signal system book. This is Oppenheim signal system book.
सर आवाज नहीं
This is Oppenheim signal system book. Equation number 5.8 and equation number 5.9. These two are the defining equations. Equation number 5.8, you can see that we can obtain x e raised to power j omega. Here it omega is मैंने omega बड़ा लिया था. It is small omega. Capital omega was written in the previous slide, but in this book he is taking it as the omega, small omega, but these omega are same. Okay, so this is xj omega is obtained by infinite summation of xn e raised to power minus j omega n, and the summation is performed on n, so that we are left with the function of j omega only, because n is the dummy variable, and when the summation is performed we will be left with the function of e raised to power j omega, and it is written as this. Is what is the definition of DTFT. Okay, inverse DTFT is obtained by this integral, which is xn 1 by 2 pi and integration over the 2n e raised to power j omega, this function, and e raised to power j omega n, and the integration is performed on the dummy variable omega, so that we are left with the function of n. Okay, so this will be xn. So these two equations form discrete time Fourier transform pair, and equation number 5.8 is known as synthesis equation, and equation number 5.9 act as the analysis equation. Okay, as per our definitions of the conjugate pairs जो हमने अभी तक पढ़े हैं. Fourier transformation में भी ये दो equations पढ़ी थी, and Fourier discrete time Fourier analysis में भी there are same equations. Okay, so this is the typical example of DTFT, where it is shown that this is the sinc function which get converted to xj omega, and you can see here that even though xn is the non-repetitive, but its DTFT is a repetitive function. Okay, DTFT is periodic even though the original xn is non-periodic. So capital X j omega is always a periodic signal. Okay, let us take the example how to calculate DTFT. Let us consider a signal a raised to power n un, where an is less than n. So it will be an, what will be this? This will be an aperiodic signal. Okay, it is an GP which will be starting from 0, n equal to 0 and going to infinity. Now when you put this value into the analysis equation, you will get this. x raised to power e raised to power j omega will be 1 by 1 minus a e raised to power j omega. Okay, this will be the summation of n, where n is changing from 0 to infinity. This n is changing from 0 to infinity. Okay, and when we plot it, its magnitude, it will be like this. It will be like this. Okay, जैसे कि हमने last time भी किया था. It will be a magnitude spectrum. You can see here that it is repeating its values in the period of 2 pi. It is repeating its values in the period of 2 pi. Minus pi to pi, it is like this, and then it repeats its value in the interval of 0 to 2 pi. So it will be a repetitive function. Similarly, this is the inverse, sorry, this is the phase spectrum, and it is also a periodic function. Okay, this is another explanation. It will be the bottom 1 minus 1 by a minus a, because at omega equal to 0, its value will be 1 by 1 minus a. 1 by 1 minus a. Okay, so this was the magnitude spectrum. This is another example where xn is taken to be a raised to power mod of n, and a is less than some value, less than 1, so that n is a fractional number. When n is a fractional number, we can plot it like this. This will be the plot of xn. Okay, this will be the plot of xn when n is 0. When n is 0, its value will be 1, and when n is 2, its value will be this, a raised to power minus 1, which will be like this, and this, and this, and this will be an infinite function. This will be an infinite function like this. Okay, so this will be the plot of xn. Okay, and when we take its DTFT, this summation can be rearranged like this. Okay, it can be splitted into two parts, x changing from 0 to infinity and x changing from minus 1 to infinity. Here the index has been changed from n to minus n, so that all the sums are becomes positive. Here the summation answer will be this, because the first term will be a raised to power e raised to power j omega, क्योंकि ये 1 से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, तो इसकी फर्स्ट सम क्या होगा, किसी भी जीपी का इन्फिनाइट सम क्या होता है, a बाय 1 बाय आर, a बाय 1 माइनस आर, यही होता है ना. तो a नॉट कितना होगा, इसकी फर्स्ट जो वैल्यू होगी, फर्स्ट वैल्यू विल बी, क्योंकि ये 1 से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, इसकी फर्स्ट वैल्यू विल बी a e raised to power j omega. ये हो गया. And what will be the common ratio? Common ratio will be a e raised to power j omega. This will be summation of this equation, this summation. And what will be the first value of this? When n is 0, which is 1, यहाँ पे n की वैल्यू 0 रखेंगे, then we will get 1 minus a e raised to power j omega. ये इसका सम हो जाएगा. So overall, when these two are combined, we will get this. Okay, e raised to power j omega will be 1 minus a raised to power 2, 1 by 2a cos omega a raised to power 2. And when we plot it, we will get this function. We will get this spectrum when we plot this function. When we plot this function on the omega axis, this is omega axis, and here you can also see that it is a repetitive function of 0 to 2 pi. 0 to 2 pi, it varies like this, and then 2 pi to 4 pi, it varies the similar behavior here, and the negative direction also, this will be having a similar behavior. Why? Because e raised to power j omega is an periodic function, and it repeats its values after the interval of 2 pi. Am I audible? It will not have any phase. Why? Because it is the real value. So phase spectrum is, in this case, xj omega is real, so its phase spectrum will be null. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you getting what I am saying? Are you getting what I am saying? Are you getting what I am saying? Write yes in the chat box, whoever is present. What I told you is how to calculate DTFT. How to calculate DTFT. This is what we have done. And I have illustrated with the two examples which are given in the Oppenheim book. First example was this 5.1, where mod of a was 1 less than 1 and a raised to power un. Okay, so here just summation करेंगे, we will get this. You want me to repeat, or you are getting what I am done? You wish to repeat the things, or should I go ahead? Those who want to repeat me, write repeat in the chat box. Those who haven't got what I said, what I explained, write repeat in the chat box. Those who have not understood, write repeat. Yes, nahi, you have to write repeat. Otherwise I will move. I have to cover the whole syllabus. I don't have a time. Please repeat. Please repeat. Please be with your pencil and pen first. Please ensure you are sitting with your pencil and pen. Pencil and paper. You have pencil and paper? Pencil or pen and paper? Okay. Let me repeat them. Let me try the things to write here. The first example was 5.1 of Oppenheim, where un, a raised to power n, un, and n is of course integer. It is not needed to be defined because it is convention, n is an integer, but the value of a was mod of the value of a is less than 1. This is what we have given, and we have to find out dt ft. Okay, this is what we have to do. So first of all, we should be able to plot it. Okay, what we have to plot xn. So what will be xn? Its value will be 1, because it will start from 0. Un will start from 0 and it will be negative for all the values of negative it will be 0. So we have to start with the 1. So it will be like this. Then because its mod is 1 here, if you remember this, the plot, there was 2 plots. One when an A is positive, okay, discrete time Fourier signal x1 and discrete time Fourier signal x2, okay, discrete time Fourier signal x1 and discrete time Fourier signal x2 here. Okay, so it will be like this, or it will be like this, depending upon the, because mod is less than 1. So what will be the plot? Mod is less than 1, so it will be increasing or decreasing? क्या होगा? It will be increasing or decreasing? It will be like this. The first one is right or the second one is right? Of course it is starting from 0. It is starting from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Here also 1, 2, 3 and so on. I have plotted xn only. So which one is right? If mod of xn is less than 1. Okay, don't wasting the time. The second one is right. It will be exponentially increasing. Why? Because अगर suppose ये 0.2 है, ठीक है, तो first term will be 1, second term will be 2, third term will be 8, fourth term will be 64 and so on. ऐसे exponentially increase करेगा ना, because mod of A is less than 1. Okay, anyhow this was not the question, so let us not discuss it. Now we have to find out the DTFT. What will be DTFT? DTFT will be from the which equation? कौन सी इक्वेशन यूज करेंगे DTFT के लिए? एनालिसिस या सिंथेसिस?
Analysis.
Yes, analysis equation. So I am writing the analysis equation. This is the analysis equation for DTFT. Please excuse me for the writing, but you have to bear with it. I am not good at writing in the paint. Okay, I have to write with the mouse. Anyhow, so this was the analysis equation. Sorry, it has to start with minus infinity and goes to plus infinity. Okay. So just substituting these values, value of x n, what will be this? A raised to power n un e raised to power minus j omega naught omega n. Omega naught नहीं लिखेंगे because omega is a continuous frequency spectrum. It is not the single frequency. Omega is itself a frequency variable. Okay, so this is how we have written xn. Now because here un is this, so it will truncate this infinite summation into only the half range, 0 to infinity, because un is 0 for all negative values of n. Okay, so it will be like this. Okay, it will be like this. Again, it is an GP. It is an GP. Why it is a GP? Because it has a common ratio. What is the common ratio? Common ratio is this, and it is summation is, it is an infinite sum of what values? Of the values which are less than 1, which are less than 1. Okay, which are less than 1. So what will be the sum? Sum will be 1 by r, where r is the common ratio, hence the sum will be r. What is r? A e raised to power minus j omega. This will be the sum. So this will be the xj omega. This will be the xj omega. Okay, this will be the xj omega, and this is what he has written in a nice way. You have the books, you can go to this page 363. You will find the same expression explained in the two steps, two obvious steps. Okay, so when we plot its magnitude, over the omega, we will get this curve. देखिए मैग्नीट्यूड है x ऑफ e रेस्ट पावर j ओमेगा का, and this is the phase spectrum. This is magnitude spectrum, the first thing, and second one is the phase spectrum. And you can appreciate that it is repeating its values after 0 to 2 pi, 0 to 2 pi, here also and here also. It is a repetitive function. Okay, now you got the things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so similarly we can I have told you about this you can try by your own. Let me come to this example 5.3. It is a very good example of finding out DTFT for the rectangular pulse. Rectangular pulse means it is a pulse the value of which are 1 for a finite interval of time. Let us suppose that the function have this defined by this function. Xn is this function. It is 1 for all values of n1 less than n1. ये यहाँ पे 1 है, -1 से 1 तक इसकी वैल्यू 1 है. Okay, this is how it is defined, rectangular pulse. So that means when we put its value into the analysis equation, we will get this, because it is 0 everywhere. It is non-zero between -1 and minus n1 to plus n1, and its value is 1. So xn is gone, e raised to power j pi. So this will be the analysis equation. You will replace the analysis equation by this summation. When you find out the summation, you will get this. Okay, when you simplify the things, you will get this expression 5.12, and when you plot it, it will be a sinc function which will be starting with 5. Okay, starting with 5, and then you can appreciate that it is repeating its values in 0 to 2 pi interval. 0 to 2 pi interval, it is non-repetitive, but it has the periodicity of 2 pi. This function is repetitive in its value, and it is plotted like this. And phase spectrum is null. Why? Because phase spectrum is null. Why? Can anybody tell me? Phase spectrum is null. Why?
Sir, to be with real values.
Because it is a real function itself. It is not having any complex variable, so its phase spectrum will be null. Hence, it will be having only the magnitude spectrum like this. It is in contrary to this here we got in the first example we got the complex part also, e raised to power j omega. Okay, so because of that we got the phase spectrum also. But in the in this example, in 5.2, we haven't got any phase spectrum because it was real, and the 5.3 also we haven't got any phase spectrum because it is a real. Okay, so this is what the DTFT means and how to find out the DTFT. Okay, so these three examples are sufficient to
Okay, sir.
convey the DTFT, how to form DTFT. There are a few properties I would like to discuss. First property is that DTFT is periodic. Okay, DTFT is periodic, होता है ना periodic. What is the periodicity? DTFT की periodicity कितनी होती है? What is the periodicity? DTFT की periodicity 2 पाई होती है.
2 pi.
हाँ, कहते क्यों नहीं हो? गलत हो जाएगा ज़्यादा ज़्यादा, और क्या होगा? And DTFT has the finite interval of integration in the synthesis equation. Okay, finite interval of integration in the synthesis equation. What is the difference between DTFT and CTFT? CTFT we studied in the last semester, but you should be knowing the difference between these two. First is DTFT is periodic, CTFT is not. Second is DTFT has the finite interval of integration in the synthesis equation, whereas the CTFT has the infinite interval of integration in the synthesis equation. These are the two differences between the CTFT and the DTFT. CTFT means continuous time Fourier transform, that we studied in the last time. We don't have to re-study it, but you should be knowing what is the difference between these two. Of course, DTFT is periodic, therefore we can say that let me first save it. Let us discuss some properties of DTFT. First is it is periodic, so I can write. And what was the periodicity? Periodicity was 2 pi, so that means x of e raised to power j omega is periodic with the e raised to power j omega 2 pi n. Okay, I can write this x of j omega 2 pi n. Things are not looking good, but if you are writing with the pen and paper, you can write also fairly in your notebooks. It will help you. If you are interested, please write it down. Okay, second thing is it follows the linearity. Why? Because it is an mathematical operation, and all the mathematical operation follow the linearity property, like integration, differentiation, summation. Because it is nothing but the summation of the things, so it will follow the linearity property. It follow the linearity rule. Linearity rule I introduced you in the last class also. Okay, so it is the linear operation. Second thing is, because it is a mathematical operation, what we can prove is, we can prove that we can prove that कि if we shift xn by some sample say n naught, then this shifting means that there will be a multiplication of e raised to power minus j omega naught j omega naught x of e raised to power j omega, where of course omega naught is